Well, here we are on the famous Ballintotis 4-mile course as we lead up to this year's Ballintotis 4-mile road race. We're just at the start line here, which obviously will be a very different scene on Thursday, April the 21st. The expectation is in the region of 1,000 plus runners will be here and ready to go. So we're going to take you through the course mile by mile, beginning off here and heading towards what will be, in a couple of hundred meters actually, the second time the runners come around, will be the finish line. So as we head down here, we'll be effectively coming around the home turn second time round, but first time round there should be a large gathering here watching the runners passing by. We've got St. Colman's Church here in Ballintotis, one of the landmarks here on the left, and then in the distance we can see the Ballintotis Community Centre. The proceeds from the race in the early years going towards the building of the actual centre and the upkeep of it, certainly in recent years the beneficiaries from the race itself. So we're taking our first right hand turn on the race route here and heading up what is the only real serious hill in the race. Coming early in the course as it is, it shouldn't have any real impact, although having said that, the runners out front will be going up here at a pretty lively clip. For those towards the back of the field, it's probably important just to take their time coming up here as we climb up past the local national school in Ballintotis, which will be celebrating 125 years old next year in 2023. Now we're going right here as we enter the first half mile of the race, heading down nice country scenic route here. The local councils in Middleton and Youghal will be doing their continuous repair work in the build-up to the race itself this year, and as always roads will be in tip-top condition for the big night itself. So here's our left-hand turn now, which takes us down beyond Ballintotis Castle, which is in on the left. We're heading down to the first half mile mark at this stage. Nice scenic windy country roads where the race begins to settle down a little bit and runners begin to find their feet and find their steady pace for the 4-mile distance. Race took place first here in Ballintotis in 2010 in association with East Cork Athletic Club when it moved from Castlemartin, nearby Castlemartin, for the first time, and it's been a big success ever since. Nice running down here, just a gentle fall of ground as we head down. Incidentally, 20 years ago when the race was in Castlemartin, there were two well-known names at the head of affairs. Noel Berkeley, Olympian from Barcelona in 1992, won the race, and the runner-up that year was Rob Heffernan, of course Olympic medalist himself in the walk. Two famous names at the head of affairs there 20 years ago in the race in Castlemartin. So we wonder who the winner is going to be here in 2022. So a left-hand turn will take us up just a gentle bit of a hill here. Nothing too serious. Once we head around the bend at the top of this hill here, now we'll be able to see the 1-mile mark in the distance on race night. So we're going to straighten up here, and pretty much from here it's a straight run out to where the road widens, which effectively is the road between Ballinacurra and Ladies Bridge. So we're just going to the 1-mile mark here, so watchers will be checked at this stage as we pass the 1-mile mark. People will be getting a gauge as to how they're going in the race so far, and as we said, the field should be certainly loosening out a bit at this stage as people find their feet. Some great running over the years here in Ballintotis. The first event was won by James McCarthy in 2010, and the first ladies winner was Rona Lynch from Eagle AC in 2010. 435 went to the start line on that night, all of them following the same route as we are here. We turn left now onto the aforementioned road. Road widens out here, so it's a nice stretch of road all the way along here. We're running now in an easterly direction. More space and opportunity as well for people maybe that are going well, maybe to pass some runners out on the way. James McCarthy incidentally won every race from 2010 right the way through until 2017, so it's a remarkable success of 8 in a row for James McCarthy of East Cork AC. James know those roads very, very well, and so too, of course, was the man that broke that sequence. It was Michael Harty in 2018, his East Cork AC clubmate, who won the race and set a new course record of 19:15. So well inside 5 minutes running he was at that stage, 5 minute miling. Fantastic running. A right hand turn now, take us around here, just a long bend. We're heading down then, well into our second mile here. We're taking a left hand turn, a lovely flat stretch of road as well here as we go left. In fact, if you go straight in the direction of Cloyne, you're within about 3 miles as the crow flies of the famous Ballycotton 10-mile course of old. So we're in good running territory here. Heading along here, heading towards our second mile at this stage. Again, lovely running, nice wide roads, lovely scenic countryside as well. Plenty of views if you have a chance to admire them on the night itself. Lots of runners who have come here for the first time have been delighted with the course, amazed with some of the scenery as well, and certainly have come back again and enjoyed Ballintotis year after year. So just over here we're going to go through mile 2 at this stage. We're just passing it at the moment. Again, a good fast mile here, heading on to mile 3 now, so it's good fast running. This is a fast course overall in general. Lots of people have earned PBs here in the past, and I'm sure on the 21st of April this year lots more people will be hoping as well to clock personal best times for the 4 mile distance. We mentioned the men's course record a moment ago as we turned left here now, well into our 3rd mile. Certainly a good area to make time if you're watching, keeping an eye on the watch. The ladies course record, incidentally, Lizzie Lee has set it, Olympian Lizzie Lee in 2016, a time of 21:21. On the night, Sinead O'Connor and Aoife Cook, who was 2nd and 3rd respectively, also broke the course record, so they would have been making good time in this stretch of road, and anybody that would be looking to maybe run a personal best would be hoping as we go around here and turn to the right now that you'll be certainly kicking on down here again. There's nice fall of ground down here now as we're well into the 2nd mile, over 3rd mile, over 2.5 miles ran at this stage. So this is an ideal opportunity to kick on. Lovely fall of ground coming down here. At the top of the hill, obviously you can see lots of runners ahead here, so it's a pretty spectacular sight as well. And right away around the course as well, plenty of people out, friends, neighbours, and indeed people that come to the area for the night will be supporting people as they run here. So there's always a great welcome here in Ballintotis. Mentioned that night in 2016, it was a historic night. In fact, the night Lizzie Lee set that course record. Dennis McCarthy, famous man from Ballintotis, East Cork AC, ran his 1000th road race here in Ballintotis in 2016. So we have a sharp bend here now to the left. That's going to take us around. We'll be heading to mile 3 very, very shortly here. Again, there's always a gathering of supporters here. There's again nice flat running over this road here, and again on the night all the roadworks will be completed by the local councils here, and conditions underfoot will be just perfect as always for the big night. So ongoing roadworks, as we said, in the lead up to April 21st. So just as we go around this bend here now, we're heading towards mile 3. We're setting sail for home at this stage, pretty easy. Just right now we're crossing the 3 mile mark, so watches no doubt will be checked at this stage to see if runners are on cue. Lots of them, many of them will be running their first race. Like to acknowledge maybe the Couch to 5k groups around the county, a lot of them aiming for this race here in Ballintotis. The Ballintotis Fit for Life Couch to 5k group are preparing for the big night as well. Lots of them going to run 4 miles for the first time, so we'll be wishing them all the best with everybody else making their debut. So a right hand turn here will head us in the direction of the main road inside the last mile. Again, this is a good fast mile here. Plenty of opportunity if you're feeling well to kick on here. We're going to be skirting the lakeside, famous Lockadera Lake on our left as we go up here, and we'll be able to capture some of the atmosphere at the finish line as runners run along here, look across the lake. They'll be well aware, I'm sure, of what's going on as the crowds wait for their arrival at the finish line. So just on our left, very shortly, the lake will be coming into view here. Coming up onto the main N25 road, where there's always plenty of spectators gathered around the lake area, and indeed plenty of stewards lining the road, and to acknowledge the wonderful support and the wonderful help of the stewards from the local area and indeed further afield as well, who come out here in their yellow high-vis jackets every year to cheer on the runners and help the success of the event. So here we are heading inside the final half mile of the race now. Just a gentle climb on the N25, very, very little. It's very almost insignificant at this stage. Finish line is just less than a half mile away. At this stage we'll be turning left and coming back onto the road where we started just a few moments ago, where the start line was. So our left hand turn here, again always a big gathering here at Ballintotis Cross here to cheer on the runners on their way. And once we turn here we're heading for the 400 meter mark, and a chance again maybe for those who will be watching the clock to see if they're on cue. We're just passing here the 400 meter mark, and the final push for home is coming up here now, and at this stage you can hear the PA, and indeed there'll be music en route as well here, and of course the cheers of the spectators around the finish line and around the home straight to welcome all the runners home here, regardless of whether they're at the start of the field, the middle of the field or at the end of the field. Everybody gets a warm welcome. Nice fast last 400 down here. Once again the community centre and the church come into view in the distance, and we will be crossing the finish line just opposite the church door here, and this will be it at this stage. We've ran our 4 miles and we are crossing the finish line now in the Ballintotis 4 mile road race. So lots to look forward to on Thursday, April the 21st. A warm welcome will be extended to everybody here in Ballintotis, and let's hope as always the sun shines and everybody has an enjoyable night at the Ballintotis 4 mile road race. Looking forward to seeing you all.